Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for 6 things that we learned from Chelsea to Spurs 0. I know it's a little bit late. This weekend was a heavy one. A friend of mine hosted a big party. Went there for the weekend. Chelsea then beat Spurs 2-0. Emphatic. I ended up getting a little bit drunk. You know, it was a good one nonetheless. But Chelsea 2-0 winners. It is a result that really puts us now, not back in a title race, but with a lot more comfort. Spurs were one of the teams that we're looking over the shoulders at thinking, you know what? They've got so many games in hand on us that is it a stupid, unforeseeable thing to envisage Spurs actually, under Antonio Conte, overtaking Chelsea? Yes, it is a little bit too much to remember because, well, they come to Chelsea again, and for the 4th time this season, we beat Spurs. It is still one win away from home at Stamford Bridge for Spurs in 37 years. It is an absolutely astronomical stat, and again, in my opinion, Tottenham are Chelsea's biggest rivals. Yes, Arsenal as well, but in the recent 5 to 10 years or so, I feel like the Spurs fixture has just become that little bit more tasty for me. Let me know in the comments down below if you think so. But as for the Chelsea overall play and goals, I think the first half was very boring. I think it was very cagey, but at the same time, I think it was up to Chelsea's wingers, Callum HudsonOdoi, Hakim Ziyech on the other side too. It was up to them to impose themselves the way they did immediately at the beginning of that second half, where I think particularly Callum HudsonOdoi would have been given a big earful from Thomas Tuchel saying, you know what? You know where your man is. Doherty's pushing up on you. This is your opportunity. Turn around the back, get away from him, actually run at the Spurs defence. And the moment Callum HudsonOdoi does that, within the opening minutes of the second half, Chelsea managed to break the deadlock. Ziyech scoring what is one of the best goals we will see this season, but we've also had another one in the month of January that will probably go down as Chelsea's best goal of the season, the Kovacic volley against Liverpool. But that is a masterful goal from Hakim Ziyech. There are very few people in the footballing world who, when their left foot is working that well, Iron Robben from the past as well, but Ziyech's left peg is absolutely sensational. He's box number 1 in this video today because against Brighton, he scored. Chelsea were awful, but Ziyech gets our goal. And today, to score what he did against Spurs, well not today, 2 days ago now, but that kind of finish in a game of this magnitude, it reminded me of Pedro's goal. And I remember that was one of the only times ever inside of Stamford Bridge that I actually left before the end of the first half to go and get a drink, because I thought we'd been so awful in that game. And then Pedro sticks it in the top corner just as I got down to the bottom of the stairs, so I didn't even catch it on the TV. It reminded me of that goal. It set the tone for Chelsea in the beginning of that second half. It is wonderful work from HudsonOdoi down the wing to explode past his man, to turn him, and then the pass to Ziyech is perfect. And Ziyech has always got this look in his eyes. He's always looking up. If it's not for the pass, it's for the moment or the opportunity to shoot. And this one sets up perfectly the picture of Hugo Lloris looking as the ball goes in between the stanchion is absolutely incredible. Chelsea have said, put it in the Louvre. I think we should absolutely do that. But we move into box number 2, Thiago Silva, the other goal scorer. Ziyech was the best player on the field. I think everything he did was instrumental to why Chelsea won the game. But again, Thiago Silva, every time this bloke scored, every time he puts on a Chelsea shirt, I didn't realise it was ever possible to love a man more. Thiago Silva is incredible. And I know it's a silly thing to say because it is as hypothetical as it could possibly get. But imagine if he'd have just been there a few years earlier, seeing him play alongside John Terry. Thiago Silva has, even though his English isn't John Terry and he's not been Chelsea's captain, he still has that presence. And I think he is absolutely key in that dressing room, particularly for the rest of the defenders at the club who can learn so much from playing alongside this man. It wasn't just the goal, which, by the way, incredible free kick from Mason Mount, gets more than enough whip on the ball, and Thiago Silva gets himself up and nods it into the bottom corner. The celebration is absolutely everything. We've been asking questions. We've been talking a lot in the last week or so about a week ago, really, when the pressure was really on after that City defeat. We were saying, is Tuchel on the verge of going down that Chelsea merry-go-round of managers being fired? And that moment with Thiago Silva's goal goes in, make it 2-0, you can see that there's absolutely no question that everybody is still playing for the manager, which Even though it was only a question, I never believed Thomas Tuchel was going to be under any pressure. I didn't think there was any serious player power apart from the obvious one at the moment of Lukaku. But again, Romelu Lukaku was arguably Chelsea's worst player once more. We're not going to talk too much about the negative though, because we move from Thiago Silva to talk about his centre-back partner, Tony Rudiger. Tony Rudiger had one more question left to answer as a Chelsea player, and that is, can you play in a back four? Is the reason why we've not seen any flexibility from Tuchel, really up until the last week or so, to change the three at the back with wing-back system? Is it because Rudy can only play on the left side of that back three? No, is the answer, because Rudiger is an incredible defender also in a back two. And when he's alongside Thiago Silva, I think this back four system is going to be the way that Chelsea have to move forward. We've still not signed a left wing back. I still don't believe that Marcos Alonso is trusted. As a result, we've seen Malang Sarr come into the defence to play in that side as well, which he's done an incredible job at, considering I had no idea he could even do that role. Thiago Silva and Tony Rudiger. I'm so glad Silva's extended, and I just cannot wait to see Tony Rudiger extend that contract. Massive players for us. We move into box number 4, Callum HudsonOdoi. I thought he was poor in the first half. I thought, again, decision making wasn't good enough. He wasn't taking enough risks, gambling enough to run at Spurs players. And then you could see it in the post-match interview. He knew that as a result of his first half display, he was under pressure in the second half to turn it on. He turned it on immediately. It's a great assist for Hakim Ziyech. And I thought throughout the entire second half, he looked so much more threatening. And I think at the moment, Chelsea, we're kind of lucky that we've got this international break, because we really do need a rest, and a lot of the players have gone away. Callum HudsonOdoi's gone to Ghana. It's perfect timing, almost, this for Chelsea, but at the same time, you'd have wanted us to just keep going after a result like this one. But we've got 10 days off. Callum HudsonOdoi is going to enjoy his rest, and I thought he was very, very good in that second half against Spurs. Moving into box number 5, Mason Mount. The cross in for Hakim Ziyech from the free kick is sublime. Mason was running in between the channels all of the game. He was very, very good on the ball, kept working super hard off it. And I think that game and the heat map, if you've seen it, of Mason Mount, it's one of those where you can just see just how important what he does on and off the ball is for the success of this Chelsea team. We finish box number 6 with Mateo Kovacic, who once again was everywhere. I thought Kovacic was excellent again. I thought Jorginho also had a good game, but I think Kovacic's industry once more in the middle, his ability to get out of those tight situations, advance it forward. He's become so much more aggressive in the way that he tries to put Chelsea forward. And I think overall, after what has been a very, very tricky window, I hope we all had a bit of a beer or a little bit of a party after the game against Spurs on Sunday, because it's finally Chelsea can end this horrible period of having so many fixtures and have this break now with our 4th win of the season against our biggest rivals. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this 6 Things We Learned video. Apologies that it was late. I'm going to be back posting daily again this week. The party's over. It was a good one. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend too. Come on, you Blues.